What's up? What's up? Seeing if I am live. Let me get everything going. See if you guys can hear me. Make sure everything's good. Let me refresh this. Make sure the sound doesn't interfere. Nothing's going on here. So still trying to reload. So all right. So looks like we are good to go. And yeah, there we go. All right. So we're good. Everything. Let me know if everything sounds good in the live chat, and then we can go from there and make sure we are set. So today, great topic: top 5 reasons why people fail at selling Ross and thrift store finds on eBay. So real quick, shout outs in the chat. Let me know who's here. I'll shout you out and we can talk from there. So Cookie Destroyer says second, laugh out loud. Aaron Neris is here from Dallas. The Shred Guy says, hey, Glenn. Miguel says, finesse. Green Granny Resale says, hi. Gabriel is here in the house. Eric Green also here. Grab a pen and paper. About to take notes. Appreciate that. RJ, what's up? Like the hair. What's up? I know you're killing it right there on merch. Happy to hear that and good to see. Wojcik is here. What's up, Glenn? Brian, hey. Obina, sorry if I misspelled your or didn't say your name right. Sorry, says yo. Caroline is here. Yum Yum says hey. So a couple of people shouting them out. So a couple of things I also wanted to talk about before we get into the show. So first off, Josh says, hey, what's up, Glenn? So first off, I wanted to talk about this eBay situation. We talked about it last time. A couple of shows back with the nearly new. So they changed it to now it says new other. So the second one is from the Ross find of the week, the Hirachis. Can you see them? Now it says new other. So they got that. They changed it from nearly new, which I'm pretty sure people were pretty disappointed on nearly new, which I have no clue what that meant. And I'm pretty sure customers, actually, funny story, actually isn't really a funny story, but so a customer actually canceled their order because of the nearly new with me. They actually bought some Kyrie ones, and then I took the best offer. Everything's ready to go, and then they sent a message. What happened? Oh, they didn't say hey Glenn, but they're like, what about this? Like, are they new or are they used? And I was like, well, they're new without the box. And they're like, well, why does it say nearly new? And I was like, that's just eBay's thing. Like, I don't know why they said that. So I was like, they're brand new without the box. You want them? If not, cool. I'll just cancel the order. And they're like, please cancel it. I don't want to buy used pair for that price. And I was like, all right, it is what it is. That's just part of eBay's deal and what they called it, nearly new. So fine. All right, back to the chat. Enrique says, hi, Shred Guy, sourcing right now. Gonna have to check in later. Yum Yum says, I got my selling limit raised from 10 to 50 items. So congrats on that. Second thing I wanted to talk about. So I actually had a subscriber that I don't want to announce the name or anything, but and just in case this ever happens to anybody else, got 2 items mixed up as far as shipping them out on eBay. So sent the wrong item to 2 different sellers. Buyers. And this has happened to me before. So with my story, this was probably maybe like 4 years ago or so. I bought 2 hair straighteners from Marshall's. One of them, I think, was like $12.99. The other one was $19.99, and they actually were selling pretty good on eBay. One of them was selling for about $35, $40 range. The other one's selling for about $80, and they both sold the same weekend. Shipped them out, and I shipped them to the wrong buyer. So this was 4 years ago. So of course I was like super freaking out about it. One of them obviously worth way more than the other one, $80. The other one was about $40. So what did I do at that point? So I contacted both of them and I told them, hey, I got it mixed up. Can you please send them back, and I will give you a partial refund for the troubles. Please send them back, and then I'll send you the correct one. So of course, the buyer that paid $35 did not send the item back, and I didn't hear from them. So obviously they didn't leave me positive feedback or anything either, but they kept the item. Obviously it was worth way more than their $35 that they paid for it. They were not going to send it back. Cool. So I got the $35 from that. The other one sent they wanted a refund. Obviously they sent the item back because they paid $80. They got the $35 straightener, and it was just a whole mess. So things like this happen. I ended up giving a refund to the other one, $80 one, but the other one obviously kept it. In the end, ended up about breaking even because I only paid what, $12.99 plus the $19.99. So it was a whole mess. But it's something you got to learn from in business. Things like this are going to happen once in a while. You got to face it, but you learn from it, and you have to just fix it for the next time too, and make sure it doesn't happen again. And last thing I want to talk about before this show, I gotta know. Let me know in the comments, or in the chat, I should say, where you are from. So I might go on a very mini tour, I would say. For sure, I am gonna be in Austin June and July. So if you are in Austin, please let me know in the chat. Everywhere else, let me know in the chat where you are from if I'm in that area. I am almost 90% sure I will be in Dallas. And that would probably be in August. I'm trying to work something out. So I got 2 Dallas in the chat, so I like to hear that because I'm pretty sure I will be in Dallas. Chicago, I did get a ticket for a resale rally, so I'm still trying to get like my plane tickets, everything sorted out. Man, flights from El Paso to bigger cities, man, they're just all these like stops and I don't know what else. It's kind of a hassle. Braulio, what's up? So a couple of Dallas, which is good in the chat. So I will let everybody know, the Dallas people, that if and when I am in that area. Also, which I'm trying to work on, Phoenix, Arizona. Now, if I am in Phoenix, that would probably be earlier in the month of August. So if I'm in Phoenix, I will let you know too. And let's see, what else do I have on here? Houston and San Antonio. So both Texas areas. Also let me know. I will let you know if that happens. That would also be in around the time of like August. And last, I don't know if and when, but California area, Young, who I do the podcast with, we do the Merch Minds podcast, San Jose, California. We're trying to work out something if I am in the California area. So definitely all those areas that I go to, I want to do some type of meetup to meet people, especially the ones that are always here in the live chat, saying what's up. I definitely want to meet anybody that I can, going out to those areas, and we can go to, I don't know, different Ross areas, thrift stores, something, even if just to hang out. Then I think that would be super cool. I just love meeting everybody. At least the people that I've met so far in El Paso area, which I still haven't met everybody in the El Paso area, then still got to do that too. But those are the areas so far that I am thinking of. So I'll let you guys know. The Dallas thing might be a bigger thing than the other ones. I actually got contacted to do type of like a meetup / keynote. So that one would be totally different. And as you guys know, I met with, like, I tried to do the Gary Vee thing, asking questions about doing like keynotes and stuff like that. It's a huge thing that I definitely want to do. And, anything I can do with like talking about merch or Ross finds, eBay finds, my own personal story, something like that. Something I've always wanted to do, and I have to start, from somewhere. And same thing like with Gary was telling me, as far as like what that stuff goes, is he was telling me like if you're good, people will contact you if they're interested in your story, they like what you do, and most of all, if you're telling the truth and what you do, then you will be contacted. And so I was super pumped about that. Um, Austin is like a totally different thing for the Green Room meetup, which I'm working out things with that too. But I got to start somewhere, and I'm super pumped if I can do some type of like keynote thing and then go from there. I don't know, see what happens. And I don't know if I'm even in high school, all that stuff I've never done. I'm not one of those dudes that talks in front of a bunch of people. I've never done like, I don't know, theater acting type things, even doing like speeches or nothing. That's not my thing, which is kind of weird because I know people are like, well, it seems like you're kind of natural on YouTube or talking here. Totally different, like in front of a bunch of people. So I know I'm probably going to suck to begin with, and I only get better, just like with eBay. Trial and error in the beginning. You get better and better over time. So let's see what happens. But I'll let everybody know about, yes, go out and get it, the mini tour, and where I will be. But I just do know that 100% Austin in June and July. There are other ones, Dallas, I'm 90% sure, and then the other ones I'll go from there. All right, so today's topic is a really, really good one. Well, let me go back. I gotta find my notes. Okay, so top 5 reasons people fail at selling Ross and thrift finds on eBay. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So number 5, the first one, why they fail. They only want the big flips. They only want the huge home run hitters, but they don't want to add in a lot of the smaller finds to make money and build it up. A lot of this happens too from watching certain people on eBay or seeing big numbers on eBay that like, oh man, I really want to make a bunch of money, but you have to add in the little ones and the big ones. So the home run hits all the time. Of course, everybody wants those, but that's like saying, my example is like if you were a WWE wrestler, that's like saying I don't want to do house shows. I only want to do pay-per-views. That means you only want to do the home run hits. You don't want to do the small things. You have to do the small things. Not only, let's say if you're a YouTuber, to build up your brand, or a podcast, you just got to do a show every single time. You can't just do the great ones with the great special guest. None of that stuff. You have to do the small ones and the big ones to make sure you get the money that you want. So my example also would be if you're at Ross and you're like, you know what, I'm always doing shoes, I'm always doing like clothing and things like that, then switch it up and say, you know what, I'm going to scan every single toy in this aisle and see what's making money. You're mixing it up, diversifying your income, because you don't want to just do the stuff you normally do all the time. You have to mix it up. And when you do mix it up, you're going to find other items that you're not used to seeing. Those are the ones that are going to bring you money. Ross find of the week next week is a toy. And if you follow probably my eBay store, then you'll see what it sold. But it's just kind of crazy though, because if you're just used to the shoe finds, oh yeah, shoes over and over, then it's just going to get repetitive. You're going to see the same stuff over and over again. You might lose interest. You have to scan the other items, other parts of Ross and thrift stores that you're not usually used to seeing, and find out what they're selling for. Going back in the chat, yeah, no Monday Night Raw or Thursday Night Smackdowns. Some people that email me are even worse. They're like the Undertaker. They only want to wrestle on WrestleMania. That's how some of the people are on eBay. They only want the huge finds. It's like, it doesn't happen all the time. You have to get the smaller ones and the bigger ones, the pay-per-views, and of course the super home runs, WrestleMania. Those will come once in a while, and of course those are awesome, but all of them combined will make you the money you want every single month. All right. Andrew Hill says, do you scan with the eBay app? I don't really do a whole lot of scanning with the eBay app, mostly with the Amazon seller app, but with eBay, I mostly just do a lot of manual searching on the eBay app. Brock never does house shows. That's funny. So that was my example for that one. Number 4. Loving the wrestling references. It's funny. So number 4, they don't put themselves in the position to win. And I know that's a little bit of Gary Vee in that statement, but my example is you can't make money and sell a lot on eBay if you haven't even signed up for eBay. I have people that email me asking me, or they tell me, Glenn, I want to make a bunch of money on eBay. I want to sell. I want to do this. And I ask them, well, have you taken the first step in actually signing up? Did you actually download the app? I mean, you can't do any of this stuff if you haven't even done step 1. So they're not even putting themselves in the position to actually win and do that. It's kind of like when people do, or people say, man, I'm never going to win the lottery. Do you actually play the lottery? Do you actually buy tickets? If you play, you have a very small, of course, small chance of winning, but you have 100% better chance of winning than somebody that never buys a ticket. So you have to put yourself in the position to actually win, to actually make money reselling on eBay. And you have to make sure you have your goals on there. I want to sell on eBay. I want to make at least $300 this week, or $300 for the month. At least you have those goals, but in the same time, you say, but I only go to the thrift store on Saturday. So see, you're not putting yourself in a position to win if you're going to go one time a week. That goes for any store, any type of sourcing. So you have to put yourself in position to win, and we'll go into the next one, which kind of leads into that. All right, so before we get into that, we'll talk about a little bit of stuff in the chat. Let me see. Let me go back up. Man, okay. All right, kind of missed a lot. Gotcha. You selling that toy on Amazon? Actually sold the toy on eBay. That'll be Ross Finds of the Week next week. Wait, yeah, not this Friday, the following Friday. I try to get like Ross, not only just Ross Finds, but my videos in like 2 weeks in advance, because I don't want to miss a date. Like I have to be consistent with the videos. That just kills me if like I can't upload on a certain day, especially the Mondays and Fridays. If I can't upload, you have to be consistent. And you never know, like you might get sick, things happen. At least I'll still have content to put out. So I try to get at least 2 weeks in advance. So not this Friday, the following Friday, Ross Find of the Week is an awesome toy that I actually sold for pretty good money. Let's see. Yum Yum says, I'm happy with $12 profit. Good. All profit is good. Let's see. Jose said, what's up? What's up, Jose? Casey says, Ross Finds of the Week 2 weeks ago. Which one was that one? I'm trying to think. Like the main one? Or were we talking about the Supreme? Oh, because someone had Supreme here. Gabriel says, I'm never going to win the lottery. Amazing that there are people who won the lotto more than once. I know. Wasn't that like J-Lo's mom or something? Won the lotto twice? I don't know. That's just crazy. The sneakerhead on the base says, what type of time would you go to thrifts at usually? I usually during the day, you'll catch the people bringing out more items. So like today I went to Savers around 2-ish. Yeah, around 2-ish. And they had people bringing out brand new items. So usually during the week you're good. And surprisingly, even Saturdays during the day, they'll bring stuff out. So I would probably say you can probably go every single day, but the people that go to the thrift stores, usually they go right when it opens to like destroy, especially on Mondays when they have the sales on clothes. So you can go right when it opens. You can go in the midday when people bring stuff out. And then probably at night if you're bored and stuff. But most of the time they're bringing stuff out, and that's usually when people are like ready to go as soon as they're bringing it out. Green Granny Reese says, I only want to make $740 a month, but you are creating a monster right here. So, and $740 a month profit is really, really good too. I'm extra $500 $1,000, any of that stuff, definitely agree. Let's see. Neri says, how much do you make selling on eBay? That's a tough question. So right now, I'll probably say at least profit wise, I try to do, man, it used to be a lot more. Actually, it's a lot less now because of merch by Amazon. But I usually do like around 1,500, 1,800. If I can get $2,000 profit a month, I think that's awesome for my month. Combining that with the merch by Amazon stuff. If I wasn't doing merch by Amazon and I went full eBay, or even then I wouldn't go full eBay. I would probably do eBay with FBA. With FBA's kind of like struggling right now for me because I'm just doing super merch by Amazon. So then I would combine both. What's your eBay? I'll type that in for you. Here we go. Of course, I started selling on eBay before the channel Hustler hack, so that's why it's different. I noticed you don't make any FBA specific videos from places like thrift stores. Any chance you might start those soon? And that was one I just talked about. So I haven't really been doing a lot of FBA. That's only been doing, man, once in a while. Like FBA for like video games. If I go to pawn shops, things like that, I'll send that out. But I haven't really done a lot of FBA stuff, especially since merch. Even people have even asked me about selling like jerseys. I even did like a jersey website specifically for jerseys. I stopped doing that because merch was so good and the money I was making on merch, I had to go all in. So I even stopped doing that. Now, if something happens with either merch, eBay, FBA, then I'll go onto different platforms and go from there. So that's what I like about the diversity in the platforms is you can easily go to another one, build that up, go to another one. You can try to do all of them, which I'm trying. Extremely tough, but it always is good to get money from different places. Any suggestions on how to make listing titles more noticeable? That is tough when it comes to like the eBay stuff. I would try to include as many details as possible. I've noticed too that if you put the size of the shirt or shoes, people will click on it and they'll look at it rather than just saying youth whatever or men's whatever. If you put a size, people will look at it because they're specifically looking for size extra large. Then they'll look at it. They want to see size 11 in men's, then they'll look at it. So I think that things like that help, but I'll try to put as many details about that specific item as much as you can and fill up the entire characters in your title. Man, let me go back up. Let's see. Man, where am I? Reselling Niche Podcast. What's up? Hostess says, what shoe-tuber would you like to meet? Shoe-tuber would I like to meet? That's a tough question. I don't know, because I really don't know a lot of the shoe-tubers. Like, I don't watch a lot of them. I would probably say Paul Cantu I don't want to meet, which I don't know if he's really considered a shoe-tuber. He does more like thrifting. But him and Tim, Legit Looks for Life, those are the people I want to meet because I guess they have more of like a relatable content to mine as far as like thrifting and finding stuff. So as far as just shoe tubers, I probably wouldn't really care to meet any of the other ones. Let's see. Casey says, I like designing. I'm not approved for merch. Where should I tell people I'm available for design work? Building up your portfolio, Instagram for one. Casey, are you the one that does the Gary or has done Gary V stuff? I think I've seen like the 8-bit pixel one. I mean, all that stuff always do good. With Instagram, I think is probably the best bet. Building a portfolio and just getting your own website, I think is the best bet. And driving people there can contact you the most. How often do you cop things from pawn shops? Wondering if it's worth the time I could use other thrifts. Pawn shops is just, I haven't gone to those probably in the last month. I think last month I did go. I picked up a couple of video games, but pawn shops they're also good for jerseys because sometimes they don't know how much they're actually worth. So I would probably just throw in pawn shops if you're ever in the area. I wouldn't go out of your way to drive unless they are really, really good pawn shops that you have like a good connection with them. Let's see. All right, so how do you deal with customers who purchase an item but don't pay? They are a waste of time for your listing. I know all you got to do is just open up a case, get through it, get your fees back, and then relist it. That's all. Only thing you can do. I know it sucks. It is a waste of time. Always double check their feedback before you accept their offer. Always just see when they joined. If they joined in 2017, they might just be trolling. Most of the time, they have zero feedback. And they joined in 2017. Most of the time, I just deny it. Let's see. Do you ever play Macklemore on your way to thrift stores? I don't, but it's funny that CP College Picker actually did a video on that with that actual song. All right, so let me see. Cookie Deshore, look at all of his different. Superman says, look at different merch, eBay. It's plenty enough. Yeah, merch and eBay pretty much it's carrying it right now. YouTube is very low as far as the income streams. FBA. I mean, I still send stuff, which is probably enough to make, I don't know, like 150, 200 bucks a month right now. But back in the day, before merch, that alone was like an extra 1,500 to 2,000 a month. But now merch is like 5,000 to 7,000 a month. So two totally different things, but merch has really changed that. All right, so number 3, I kind of got off track from our list. Number 3, as far as the top 5 reasons go on why people fail on selling Ross and thrift finds on eBay. Number 3, they blame platforms, they blame their city and or state, and they also blame the market. And so blaming people and things will catch up to you because you're going to be negative about the whole experience, and then you're going to slowly see that you're not going to be adding in more items, you're not going to be finding items, you're not going to be sourcing as much. So what do I mean by blaming? Number 1, people, I get this all the time that like eBay is flooded. There's not enough room for me to make money right now. I see the same Ross finds over and over again that people are flooding the market. I can't make money. I get that excuse a lot. Another one that I get is everybody is doing eBay now. Everybody is selling things from thrift stores. Now that, especially since Gary Vee did 2017 Flip Challenge, everybody knows about garage sales and flipping things from thrift stores and Goodwill and all of these things. The thing is, Gary Vee didn't invent thrifting. I didn't invent thrifting. It's been around since before I was born. People finding things and flipping it on different not really just different platforms because they didn't have internet, but let's say in person, finding things and reselling them, garage sales, swap meets, other meetups. But now with e-commerce, you can definitely flip it 100 different ways. It's a lot easier. But I think that's just a poor excuse because even with doing Ross finds of the week, I don't know if you guys think it's kind of weird with Ross finds of the week that there is a profitable item every single week from this store, but there is. And most of the time they do sell. I think even from the spreadsheet video, there's only probably like 2 or 3 items that didn't sell, or if I just kept it, but most of them had sold for the most part. So I think saying that eBay is flooded with the same items or the same Ross items, I think is a very poor excuse, or that everybody's doing eBay because a lot of people are doing eBay, but same thing with merch by Amazon. There's still plenty of room for you to jump in and sell stuff. Another one would be like your channel is giving away secrets. Your channel is giving away all the best stuff that now everybody knows and I can't make money. So I think those things just there's just poor excuses that come part of that. Also keep in mind when you're blaming like your city and state, every city is different. Some people have like Austin, Texas, where my brother lives, there is a bunch of thrift stores. Like I think thrift stores and especially garage sales, Chris the Bonafide Hustler in Austin, kill it with garage sales. In El Paso, Texas, where I live, garage sales are like very piss poor compared to Austin, Texas. Two totally different markets. Thrift stores, two totally different markets. We only have two Savers here in El Paso. Let's see, let's say Ross stores, we end up having a lot more, which benefit compared to Austin. So I'm going to do whatever I can that benefits me and take advantage of those stores that I do have. And I'm going to make the best out of it. So in my case, I do have a bunch of Ross stores. Now I'm going to do everything that I can, go all out. I'm going to source at those places and find profitable items. If I lived in Austin, Texas, I would take advantage of garage sales. I would take advantage of thrift stores because those are like the money makers they have. And it's crazy the kind of stuff that they find. And you can say this with different YouTubers, but everybody is in a different area. If you're in like Seattle or somewhere near like different certain Nike outlet stores, or even like the cheaper Nike stores, or not just outlets, they're super cheap. You're going to find way better things to sell in that case. So every city is different. So I wouldn't say that, well, my city just sucks. You just have to find what it is in your city that you can make money off of, and then you go all in. Like garage sales, they kind of suck for me. Cool, but I do have a good amount of Ross stores and Marshalls. All right, now I'm going to go to Ross and Marshalls way more than garage sales. I'm going to make the best of those. So there's always something out there you can make the best of. And the last thing, part of that one, still number 3, keep in mind that luck does somewhat play a role into it. Because when you think about it, right place at the right time when you go to thrift stores or you go to Ross, because like someone said, one of the examples, hey, Glenn, when you found that Supreme shirt, how many people do you think they missed it? I don't know. It was there on the rack. I found it. I didn't have anybody hold it for me or nothing like that, to where I picked it up later and an employee hooked me up or nothing like that. I just found it right there. Sportswear. People might have missed it. Maybe no one really cared to look there. I don't know. But right place at the right time. I did check and it was there. Bought it and made the $90+ profit from that t-shirt. So I think luck does kind of play a role as far as you go, but I can guarantee you this, that the more work you put into it and the more times you show up to Ross and thrift stores and garage sales, the luckier you will be. That's pretty much what I can tell you when it comes to that stuff. If you're only going once a week, don't expect huge results. If you're going, 3 to 5 times a week, you will find more items. And I kind of keep this in mind too with doing like Ross finds of the week. If I want to keep doing that every single week, well, obviously I got to go to Ross, but how many times do I got to go? I got to go 3 to 5 times a week if I want to especially keep it up, find things to resell, and at the same time have valuable content for the channel and help out people any way that I can that's watching the channel. So same thing, putting myself in the position to win, which was number 4. Kind of cross on those parts. All right, let me go back into the chat. What about StockX? I haven't done anything with that, but I have seen people buy from there. And even then, it's been kind of weird because I've had people that have bought in them and kind of thought they were fakes and kind of went back and forth. But even though StockX are supposed to be like 100% guaranteed, so I don't know. That was kind of a weird situation with StockX, but I don't know a whole lot about it. I've never bought shoes or sold shoes or nothing with that. Darren says, I find profit with good ROI. Just have to pick one day to source heavy and go lots of places. Totally agree. How do you scan items? What app do you use? Amazon Seller app and then the eBay app. I use both of those. If you can have any shoe in your collection, what shoe would you have? Hype Beast answer. Laugh out loud. Probably the Jordan 11, Bred 11s. Of course, the up-tempos, the Pippins. Those probably the only 2. Darren says, yes, Bonafide Hustler lives in Austin. I know, and garage sales are insane. The 2 times that I've gone with them, every single time I find something and he finds something. And the amount of hustlers that live in Austin is also crazy, and all of them find something. It's that city just is money waiting for people to take. Darren, I buy 3D printer and to make fidget spinners. There we go. It's a nice side hustle. How many stores are in El Paso? Ross stores? I think we have like maybe 5 or 6 that at least I can go to on the east side to central part of El Paso. And then we have one in the far west side. So at least like 7, maybe 7 or 8 total. And I think they're going to build one like further west side of El Paso. In my opinion, if you're a reseller, you have to think Ross Marshalls as a blue chip stock. You have to pay higher, but more assured of a return as long as you do your research on an item. Totally agree with that. You're going to pay more money also compared to thrift store items, paying $1 to $5 or garage sales $1 to $2. But doing your research, and also you're more than likely you're going to find a popular item, Ross and Marshalls, compared to like a thrift store, stuff like that. Because these are items that maybe came out in the last year, maybe in the last 2 years. Sometimes Ross, they're super behind, but that happens, and you will get your money from that. Man, let me go. Man, and now I'm missing a whole bunch of other ones. Let's see. Luck. Whoa. Okay. Luck equals hard work and good karma. Agree. Caroline's in a date. Talk to you later. Very nice. Superman, I don't go to Ross to source unless I have a good capital too. Also pays a huge difference having the money to spend. eBay cut me off on selling Adidas for a while. Why? 100% feedback. Nike is fine, but Adidas has been limited. That's kind of crazy. How many years or how long have you been selling on eBay? Whoa, chick. eBay cut you off on selling Adidas. Kind of weird. Did they suspect any fakes or anything like that? Well, I don't know why they would do it. Let's see. Have you ever found Bape collab? I haven't actually. Even through all these years hustling, I haven't found anything. Bape collabs. Go to DHgate and buy spinners in bulk. Sell on eBay $7.99. I know spinners right now are crazy. Everyone's buying those. And I think you get them at wholesale. Totally different things. But I don't know when the fad's gonna go away. And also with schools taking them away, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens with that. Glenn, have you seen the Air More Up Tempo Night Maroon? They're fire. I know I did see those. There's totally crazy amount of colorways coming out with the up tempos. It's crazy. Okay, so let me go. Let's see. OC Hero Wicked says, "What's up, homie? Still waiting on merch." I know merch, and even then they have a lot of different new rules, especially with copycats, and they're completely changing things up. Let's see. Morgan Hill, you're very lucky to find Hirachis here in Florida. They never appear, and I've seen a couple more the last couple of weeks. I think Hirachis, you might be able to find more and more of those. Darren, I made out 5 days ago. Walmart Lego clearance, $200 profit will be $300. Walmart too, especially for FBA. Checking those things. Legos always sell well, so that's always good. Wojciech says 2 months. I'll probably just like lay low on the Adidas stuff, sell the Nike stuff, and then I would also give eBay a call to see why you were, I guess, restricted on Adidas, why that happened. And I would probably, after you're done calling and talking to the first representative, hang up and then call again, hang up, call again. At least get 3 different answers from different people on eBay, because they're almost like Amazon. They'll give you different answers regardless, and no one knows the official answer. Talk to more people till you get the right answer, and then try to get back into the Adidas stuff. But I would call them too. Just double check, see what happened. All right, number 2. Well, I have 2 left. Number 2, top 5 reasons why people fail at selling Ross and thrift finds on eBay. Number 2 is they get lazy and they get impatient when they see little to no results, and eventually they just give up. And this happens a lot, especially in the very beginning. Well, I went to Ross and I only found 1 item. Well, last week I only made $15 profit. Keep in mind, it is $15 more than what you had. or I only sold 2 items last week. So you see little results, especially some of the newer impatient sellers. You got to keep in mind this does take time. Results are slow, but you must keep listing, keep sourcing. And if you see the results are slow on eBay, then it might be time for you to kind of mix it up while you're on eBay. Now you can throw in a couple of OfferUp, maybe Craigslist, maybe Facebook groups, maybe Etsy. So in that case, you have that diversity. You're not just relying on eBay. If you feel the results are low or taking longer, or you wish you could sell a little bit more, and that's the case, mix it up with multiple platforms, and then maybe you'll see some more results come up. Everything takes time, especially if you're a new reseller, you're new to eBay, FBA, merch by Amazon. All of these, they take time. And especially in the very beginning, a lot of trial and error. And I always push trial and error, because if you've never done it before, how are you going to know you're doing it right? And how are you going to excel and be awesome at it if you've never done it? And my example was in the very beginning of the show, I told you guys that I want to do like keynotes and talk to people, but I don't know if I'll be good because I've never done it before. So I have to jump in, try it, work at it, and get better. And that's the same thing you're going to have to do with eBay, Merch by Amazon, FBA, and even some of the multiple platforms. OfferUp. You have zero feedback. You don't really have like a good amount of sales under your belt, or some of them have like profile pictures and kind of built it up, and you don't have anything going for you, then you're gonna have to start off from the very beginning. Craigslist, you've never sold on Craigslist before, then you're gonna have to upload your picture, try to make a good listing. Hopefully someone sees your your ad. Are you gonna respond to them through email only? Are you gonna do phone? Are you gonna text them back? Can they call you? Can they not call you? If you've never done it before, you're not going to know. Facebook groups, the same thing. How do you know if you can trust somebody? You don't know. Facebook groups, I've seen people that gotten scammed before. I've made deals on Facebook groups before. But then again, I've also had people waste my time where they don't show up. You don't know what's going to happen until you actually do it. And it's only going to get better as long as you put in the work and spend more time into it. Only thing I can tell you for number 2, as far as like getting lazy and impatient and seeing no results. So that was number 2, and that was my little example there. All right, so going back to the chat, you may have answered this. Do you always hit them all, Ross, every time you go? I try to like also separate it within days, so I'm not wasting a lot of gas. If I'm going like full circle into like 5 or 6 Rosses at a time, maybe I'll like switch it off. Like one day I'll go to like these 3, and then the next day I'll go to like these 3 stores here, and then the next day I'll go back to like the first 3, or maybe one time I'll go to that far one. So I try to mix them up, but I do try to hit all of them within that week. They just may not be the same day, so they'll be mixed in different days. Have you found another North Face Supreme shirt? No, but I've been searching like a dog. I've been on the prowl, and I haven't found another one. I really doubt I'm gonna find another one, but if I do, I'll probably make a whole video just on that, because I think it would be insane to find another one. I don't think it'll happen. And then Morgan Hill says, oh yeah, you got to be consistent, and never go with a negative thought at the stores. And that's a really good statement too, because the days you always find this always happens. The days that you're like should I go to like Ross today? I don't know. I could be listing this, or I could have gone out with my buddies, or I could go here for lunch. Should I go? The days that you're thinking about it, if you should go, are the days that you're probably going to find something. Because that's happened to me too. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll get off. I'll run in real quick and see if they have anything. The days that I feel or I think I'm going to run in real quick are the days I end up finding something, or I end up staying longer and I'm going to make a video about it, and I'm going to talk about all these things. End up taking longer in the end. And those are the good days, because those are the days you didn't really feel like going, or you didn't think about going. You did, and you found something. Oliver says, do you get good money from Cleats? Just depending on the Cleats, but I think a lot of people recently, I haven't found a lot of those hypervenoms, none of that stuff recently at Ross, but people in different areas have been killing it. And congrats to you for the people that have been finding them, because I haven't found any of that stuff recently. So, but people in different areas have, and I think props to them. Because like I said, different areas are different. Take full advantage any way that you can, and make the money from those items. Let me log in real quick. I wanted to check something. Let's see. I do motivational Wednesdays. It freaks my kids out to listen to Gary Vee on the way to school. That's hilarious. I got some Jordan. Let's see. Jordan 7 cleats. 4 cleats last week for $18 each at Goodwill, size 13. No takers yet. Yeah, I'd be patient on those. Are they used or brand new? Sometimes you find brand new items from Goodwill. Miguel, ¿qué onda? See, let's see. He's here. Miguel is right here in the chat, ready to go. Whoa, Chick says I found 3 pairs of Big E Levi's a month ago. Are people still finding these? I haven't found those. I did sell 2 pairs of the Levi's jeans. I haven't found them in a good while. Let's see. Impacted Mexicans is, how much did the Supreme shirt sell for? I sold it for 115. Let's see. When was that? On May 9th. $115 is what I sold it for. You know what's funny with that Supreme shirt? On Instagram, Round 2 posted it brand new. They had it for sale, I think for $140. And then I don't know who it was. I don't know if you're in the chat or not, or maybe just an Instagram follower. Actually tagged me in the post, and they said, why would I pay $140 if Hustler Hacks found it at Ross for $12.99? I thought that was hilarious. Of course, no response to any of that stuff, but I thought that was a pretty funny comment. Let me see. Can you explain how you calculate the profit with shipping included? A bit confusing. Let me see. Including shipping. So, like, if I'm offering free shipping and I'm paying for shipping, or I'm charging someone for shipping, let me know. Like, there's 2 totally different things, but let me know. I'll answer the question for you. If it's free shipping, then you can watch the video where I break down the spreadsheet. I think that will probably help you the most, because you can actually see the full spreadsheet and me breaking down the fees and how much shipping costs. Of course, also shipping is totally different for every item. Depends on what you're selling. If it's shirts, you can probably do first class, save money that way. Totally different. So, but I'll answer your question. Let me know the only aspect. All right, last one. Number 1 reason. Oh man, all right. Keep going back and forth. Number 1 reason people fail at selling Ross and Thrift finds on eBay. Very Gary V-like with number 1. Simply, they don't put in the work. And selling on eBay, merch, FBA, any of this stuff, I can tell you it is not easy. And I know maybe other YouTubers make it look very easy. It's not easy to be a reseller and to make money that way. But putting in the work, making the time for it, figuring out your schedule, it gets easier and easier over time. And now it's almost like guaranteed, once you have that goal, like, you know, $1,200 a month, $1,800 a month, $2,200 a month, it gets easier over time. You're going to see your numbers very consistent as you get better. So keep this in mind. We all have 24 hours in a day. So now you have to figure out what your schedule is like. If you're a family man, then it's totally different. Like my homie Reezy Resells, who's a family man. But if you have kids, that's a totally different thing. Which I don't have kids yet, so it's a little bit easier for me right now. But I am married. But having kids, I know it's going to totally change things. But 24 hours in a day too. Unfortunately, I had a friend, he asked me like, hey man, can you go out to eat like for lunch on Monday? Because he was off, but I wasn't off. I was gonna make sure I got some shirts uploaded for merch, and I had to go make deliveries to the post office for eBay sales. I was like, I can't. Like, plain and simple, if you have to let friends go, you have to. If people want to hang out certain parts of the day or night that you mostly put in the work during that time, it is what it is. You have to sometimes let people go to make that time for yourself, to make money on eBay and Amazon. Whatever you're doing, you have to put in that work and you have to make the time for it. Sourcing, taking photos, and listing. You can also separate those within days. That's usually what, especially when I was like purely eBay before the merch days, it was like sourcing. Well, that's automatic. Every single, or at least every other day, sourcing, finding stuff, fine. Taking photos, though, I would make that another day because I found it to be like super hard to take photos and then list on the same day. It felt like I wasn't getting anywhere because I was like taking photos, and I was like, oh man, like now I gotta list them. Like, this is how long is this gonna take me now? And I've already been doing this. It's already getting late. But when I found like the time and the right schedule for me, where I was gonna take photos on one day, get all the photos, all the measurements down, then the very next day I can just sit and listen to music, chill, do all of that. I found way bigger results, and a lot more time was going to listing and getting those out. So that definitely helps out when you have your schedule and you have all of that figured out. Like, figured out what you want to do with your schedule, selling things on eBay. Of course, things are going to come in and distract you. NBA playoffs, which you're not missing anything if it's Celtics versus Cavs. But I know NBA Finals is coming up, so you can watch NBA Finals, or maybe you can just wait until third or fourth quarter, or maybe you can record it and go out sourcing and listing things, or maybe you're watching this live podcast or this live show for an hour, or maybe you're just listening to it while you're listing things on eBay. That's good too. But at the same time, you have to put yourself also in the position to like learn more things and to find out how you can better improve yourself in these platforms. And the last thing, I guess, part of like putting in the work, let's say for some reason something happens, even if you get, I know it sucks to be sick, but if you're sick and maybe you can't go out sourcing, then screw it. Find things in your house that you wanted to get rid of at one point. You never got around to it. You want to sell it, get rid of some stuff. Other maybe shoes, old clothing, things like that you found like, you know what, I meant to get rid of this. I never got around to it. I know I'm not really feeling that well. I can't really get out there and find stuff. Or maybe even if you don't even have any money to source to find stuff, things around the house, old stuff that you wanted to get rid of, perfect time to list those items, get them out there, make the money from it. And then now you can use that money, reinvest into other items and source it. So those were the top 5. I'll review the top 5 before we end. And let me go back to the live chat. How many hours a week do you work? So I work at the family business from 8 to 12. And then from 12 to like 12 to 3 or 4, I'm sourcing for stuff. And then from like 4 to like 8 or 9, sometimes 10 or 11. I'm either editing videos, making shirts for merch by Amazon. I'm replying to comments on videos. I'm replying to comments and DMs and requests on Instagram, or I'm answering emails from subscribers that ask me different questions on there. Or I'm taking pictures on one day, or I'm listing another day. So pretty much from 8 till, 8 a.m. because I'm doing the stuff for the family business, I guess, until 9 or 10 p.m. I guess at least every Monday through Friday. And then Saturday for sure is mostly always video editing days for me. So even on the weekends, it doesn't end. But it's totally different when you don't enjoy it, which when I worked at the university, I didn't enjoy it, and I was putting in a lot of hours doing that. Even the days I'd have to go in on Saturdays or I'd stay in late, working on I was doing graphic design, so I'd be designing brochures and other stuff like that. It just gets tiring when you don't want to do something that that you could be doing something else and making more money for, and you're not pumped about it. Totally different thing. I love doing all this stuff, especially editing videos. I don't know. I find it I guess relaxing and stuff to edit videos. So I know people hate it. That's probably why you see so many live videos all the time now on YouTube. And I can only do one live video a week. I like to do Ross finds of the week. I like to do edits and make different content. I don't want to be one of those nonstop live video guys. Oh man, I can't. I like to do different vlogs and which hopefully if I do different trips and stuff, then I'll have more vlogs and I have to edit all those out. I totally like the mixture within a YouTube channel, different stuff. Hey, Gabriel's back. He's back from tropical snow. What's up, Gabriel? Darren, understand it to the fullest. LA Henna says hi and love the Ross vids. Appreciate it. Casey Reezy says the same thing. Love editing vids. Yeah, it's totally cool. And maybe it's also because you just get used to also just sourcing and finding stuff and everything. It is cool to just do something different in editing videos. So that's it for some of the comments. We'll check back on those. Timothy says, I just seen the Chicago Cubs World Series champion shirt for $1.99 at Ross in a small. And I also got who DM'd me on those. Let me see. On those Cub shirts. So I found those Cub shirts that are $1.99. I was thinking about it too. I'm trying to picking those up. I mean, it's very low risk for $1.99. The only thing is, I think a lot of people have been finding them. $1.99. It was new vintage era, on Instagram. Send me a DM showing me the Cubs. I think he found the gray long sleeve. I found a gray long sleeve, the blue. I think it was a blue majestic one, a black majestic one, and they were all $1.99, which is super crazy, man. $2. So it's totally, I don't know, totally a low priced item. I would just hate for that market to be flooded for those t-shirts, but very low risk. And if you can flip it, all for it. But I did pass on them because I did see a lot of them. Miguel says, I get you, man. Stays dedicated to what he does for sure. And I think I have all these platforms and stuff that I'm trying to balance. I want to make sure that all of them are consistent. And I love doing all of them: podcast, merch, eBay, YouTube videos, editing, all that stuff. All right, so to review the top 5 reasons people fail at selling Ross and thrift finds on eBay. Number 5, they only want the big flips. But remember, everything adds up. Diversify your sourcing. You can go to one section to the next at Ross. Go to a section you've never really been to, like maybe toys, for example, and see what's going on there. Our examples were the WWE references that everybody seemed to like. Number 4, they don't put themselves in the position to win. Our example was you can't sell on eBay if you've never signed up. You can't sell things from Ross if you only go one time a week or not at all. You can't win the lottery if you never play the lottery. Putting yourself in the position to win. Number 3, they blame the platforms like eBay that it's flooded. They blame the market that everybody is doing it. Or they blame their city or state that their city sucks because they only have 2 thrift stores, or the garage sales suck. Find the certain store or garage sales or thrift store or Ross or Marshalls or Burlington, any of those that works for you in your city. Go all in and find that certain schedule that works for you so you can source those places. Number 2, they get lazy and impatient when they see little to no results. They give up right away. That always happens. You see it. It's a lot of trial and error in the beginning, so they don't have the patience for it. But you got to remember, things take time to build up. And number 1, they simply don't put in the work, wasting time doing different things. And also maybe they just don't find their schedule on when to source, when to take photos, when to list. You always have to put in the work if you want to see results. That's all 5 reasons why people fail at selling Ross and thrift finds on eBay. All right, last part on the chat before we go. Did you find any more Supreme? I'm still looking for them. I haven't found it. I know, but keep looking though, and let me know if you find anything. That Supreme North Face. I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be the only Supreme item Ross will probably get. But keep on looking. I'm definitely looking. I always go through them, but nothing yet. So Green Granny Resale says, Glenn, thanks so much for the help and encouragement. Appreciate it. And thanks, Green Granny Resale, for being here in the live chat and watching the video. And let's see, LA Henna says, and they blame the season, slow summer sales. Yeah, that too. I've had that too, where like people were like, oh, here's like the lowest part or the worst part of the whole year on eBay, summer. Here it comes and brace for it. We're low sales. And I don't know. I think that people will be buying stuff regardless. Even if it's summer, then find summer items that people are probably going to be into. I don't see that happening for like slow sales. I mean, we do know that Q4, November, December is going to be awesome because that's during the holiday time. But I guess blaming the season, I totally agree. I just don't see it. Let's see. Gabriel says, so encouraging, informative as always. I got to meet up with you one of these days. For sure, Gabriel. Email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com, and we can sort something out. I've had like a couple of people from El Paso too that I haven't been able to even meet up yet. We've been trying to like figure something out, but we haven't been to, but hopefully we can do that soon. And maybe just also be kind of cool to just get like a general meetup of maybe everybody else that wants to find stuff in the area, and you just go somewhere and hang out, and then go to like different the thrift stores that we have or Ross stores here that we have, and then just chill and try to find stuff and source, ask questions, all that stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. Let's see, what to look for when you're at shirts at Ross, Jersey Supreme sports teams. Looking at shirts at Ross, I was gonna look for like just different bigger brand stuff like Adidas, Nike, North Face. All of those do well. You also are gonna find at Ross like these like these weird like no name brands they've never really heard of. That has happened too. But you can skip over that stuff. But all that stuff happens in there. I always look for that stuff. I look for jerseys, obviously. I look for like expensive like jackets, light jackets, heavy jackets, that kind of stuff during clothing. But most of the stuff comes down to like the name branded stuff. Shred guy, sorry, it's just skipped over your question. Let me go over it. Oh, when you go to Ross, do you hit all 5 every time? I did answer that question. I don't go to all of them at the same time. I'll try to mix in certain days. I'll go to 3 here, 3 the next day, and then the day after that, I'll try to hit it like those 3 from the first day, and then maybe I'll go to the far one the very next day. So I try to hit all of them, but during the week, just not the same day. Did you buy the Dorbs Deadpool? I think it's good for the collection. Yeah, the Dorbs, I didn't buy it, but I thought it was pretty cool. And I've been seeing a lot, I guess, different ones now too at Ross of those Dorbs. What happened with the Tropicana jacket? No one's bought it yet, the Tropicana jacket, but I do have it listed. I haven't got any offers, which I probably should have just listened to more offers on Instagram when I first had it. Glenn, check out Fulmer Simpson for a shoe tuber. Yeah, I have seen that guy. He has like a beard, right, and a hat. I think I have seen. He always wears like a hat, huge orangey, brownish beard. I think I have seen him. Gabriel says $5 for the Lambo. Since Lamborghini in my thumbnail picture, how much you want to pay? Let's see. Who else is on here? Man, where am I? Great live show from Drummer, and I think I got all those pretty much. Great live show. Yeah, pretty much it. So any last questions? And pretty much done. I have a list of brands that are growing on my phone. I really enjoy and study the aspect of this business. It's always good to like take notes different brands. You can also take pictures of certain stuff. Even if you wanted to take like pictures and separate them into a folder, like, hey, I already researched this before, it doesn't sell. Or you can just take a screenshot of like the eBay listings. Hey, these items do sell well. Keep in mind to look for these. If you go to Ross over and over again, more than likely you're going to find the same ones over and over, so you can keep track of those on your phone. Hey, these sold well or these didn't sell well. Keep those in mind. So Fancy Farm Girl Thrifts, we only have one Ross in a 100-mile radius, but I make a killing at that one. There we go. Taking advantage of your area and going all in. That's what I like to hear. That's what we talked about. Not blaming your city or state for having one store. So there we go. I think it was a pretty solid show. We got through all 5 of them. We had some pretty good examples, and we'll try to throw in some more wrestling references if we can for the next episode. So thanks guys for watching this video. Ross finds of the week on Friday, and this one is a pretty solid one. But like I said, the one next Friday, the following Friday, is a really, really good one with that random toy that sold for good money. So we'll see you guys then. Friday, Ross finds of the week. Thank you everybody that was in the live chat, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Brand new topic. I really want to make sure I bring the heat on these with as many different examples or reasons or tips or something in my notes to make sure I bring a solid show for the live shows. So thanks guys again, and remember, go out and get it.